Hello and welcome to the Savvy Gadgetz channel. Now, if you've already subscribed to me, then thank you very much. Your subscription means a lot to me. If you haven't already subscribed, then hit that subscribe button and keep up to date with our current videos. Now, previously on my videos, people have made a lot of comments that my microphone is terrible. And they've asked me to buy another microphone. So here it is. It's the blue Snowball Ice Black. Let's unwrap it and have a good look at it. Okay then, yes, the microphone I've been using has been declared as terrible by various different members of the community. So I've brought one of these, which costs £43 from Amazon. Now if I can get the damn thing open, he says, there we go. We'll take a look at what's inside it. Okay. So I really like the aesthetic of this one. Now the reviews on Amazon, this had over 1,500 reviews. It had 4-star rating. So I thought that was pretty much a good idea. And I just love the look of the thing, mostly because it looks like one of the old retro style microphones they'd use in a radio studio. It plugs in via USB and that's it. So that's the main speaker part. And then hopefully we should get a stand in there as well somewhere. So this is the bit where we are struggling to get anything done. It's in there somewhere, honest to God. Let's try opening it up from the other end. And plug it there. So the instruction manual, always important, and you get a tripod with a screw fitting which fits on the bottom, and of course, last but not least, this actually only unplugs via a USB. Now that's an oldish style USB, as you can see there, and just a standard one there. So that's like one of the original type USBs. So that plugs in on the back and provides power from your USB and also takes the sound from the device. Right, okay, let's take this up. Tripod, and it just simply screws in the bottom there, like so. So this is the new one that we're reviewing today, and here are the previous microphones that I've reviewed and used. Now this one, it's the AMZTronics condenser microphone. I had some success with that, but I did have problems getting a decent recording level out of them. Now it is powered by USB. It also plugs in via a jack socket to get the sound out of it. It was okay, but like I say, I couldn't get the right kind of levels out of it. And so I've ended up using the Sades headset, so the SA903s. Now this seemed to be okay for generalised Skype, I think, but lots of people complained about the noise that these headphones created. So that's why I've ended up buying this one. So hopefully, because this one only uses a USB cable, and there have been some instructions from varying different sources of how to set it up with the right sort of input, then hopefully it should be a lot better. So without further ado, let's plug these three in and do to the same game, and we will do a sound test with the three of them. Hello, this is a sound test for the blue Snowball Ice, and as you can see I'm playing Astroneer. Now hopefully when I plugged this in the levels were too high, so I've had to bring them down a bit, so hopefully you're picking up less fuzz and background noise and problems when I talk. Now, one of my dogs has just got up, so they might bark in a second. But hopefully you can now hear me a lot clearer. Now, what's interesting about this microphone is it's a second revision. It's the Snowball Ice rather than just the Snowball, and the reason for that is the original had a switch on the back, and that allows you to change the different sound pickup areas. But the Snowball Ice, which is the second revision, only has Cardioid, so it only picks up what's in front of it, which makes it an ideal microphone for podcasting and people like me who do videos of video games and things like that. So there we go, that's sound test over. I will put in the AMZTronics microphone and we will give that a sound test as well. Right, so this is the AMZTronics Condenser Microphone, and this is my second attempt at getting it to record my voice. The first attempt I was quite happily just talking to myself. Hopefully you can hear me, and if you can't, then I won't post this video anyway. So hopefully the clarity is okay, but as I said, it's a bit more of a finick to get this microphone set up, because you have to plug in the jack socket, then your computer says, hey, what did you just plug in there? Was it a microphone? Was it an earphone? And then you've got to set up other bits and pieces as well. It's a bit of a nightmare, but I think it's one of those microphones that once you've got it set up, you leave it set up. Now, I don't like to use this on my desktop upstairs, which is why I've always used the Sades headset, simply because it means getting on my hands and knees and getting around the back of my computer. Like I say, it's a case of getting it set up and leaving it set up. So, let's move on. Hopefully you've heard what I'm saying, and we'll move on to the old nemesis, the Sades SA903. Okay, so I'm on the Sades headset, which is what I usually use for recording my videos. Now, I'm sorry, apologies if this is rattling your hearing, but as a fair sound test, I'm going to use all three devices. And true to form, the AMZTronics failed to record anything. And now I know that it does work. It was picking up sound and it was recording. As soon as I got into the game, it decided it's not going to work. So I will give that another go. So that I don't berate your ears for too much longer, I'm going to run this test there, because I think you've got a fair idea of what this sounds like compared to the other device, which is the Snowball Ice. I will try and record the AMZTronics before and put it before this one, and hopefully we should get a result. Okay, so finally I managed to get the AMZTronics to record something, and we can wrap this video up now. So, ranked from worst to best, I'm actually finding this quite surprising, because the AMZTronics Condenser Microphone, when I've listened to the videos, sounded a lot worse than the Sades headset, which everyone's been complaining about. So thankfully I haven't been using that. And that's probably why I haven't been using that, because I've obviously noticed that the sound isn't as good. Now, I went to great pains to make sure that the recording was coming through the microphone and not the laptop microphone, which I suspect is what's happened with the Sades, because I didn't think the Sades headset did a bad job. The sound quality wasn't that terrible. Certainly not bad. So I think that possibly in previous videos I've been accidentally recording using the microphone on my laptop. So I think that's a definitive possibility. So you'll have to decide for yourself. However, by far the best was the blue Snowball Ice. I think the recording quality of that was far superior, certainly to the AMZTronics, and I think it had the edge over the Sades. So I will be using this to record videos on my games in the future, much to the relief of a few people, I'm sure. So I think you have some definitive evidence there of what each one of these three is capable of. I still think that's a really good headset. I'm really disappointed by that, and I'm surprised that that condenser microphone isn't in the middle and the Sades headset further down, but that's by the by. But I am really pleased with the blue Snowball Ice. I think it is a good quality microphone. It certainly seems to pick up the sound of my voice really well, and it's just an easy setup. It was, compared to that condenser microphone, that one is a lot easier to use by far. So there you go. Now, for those of you who are interested, these segments that I'm doing here on my kitchen hob is I've been using several devices for this, but they've all been phones. The phone I'm currently using is a Sony Xperia XZ2, and it is a replacement for the last few months from my original phone, which was a Sony Xperia XZ Premium, which died after a year. So there you go. So the sound quality from this particular segment is from a phone, a mobile phone, not a professional camera or anything like that. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this has been informative for you. It's not berated your ears too badly, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Bye bye.